Ready?
Yep, you're good.
Is this episode 4?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Welcome to Pub Talk, episode... Fuck, I have to redo that. I'll leave it in. Welcome to Pub Talk, episode 4.
Episode 4, take 3.
There you go. Dan, welcome back to Sierra Gold, by the way. This place has let us use this so many times I've not given them one name check ever, so I'll say thanks. Should have done it on Thanksgiving, really. But we're back. How's your week been? How's it been blowing back up from the 145-pound weight?
Oh, not blowing too much. Like, that's just like what you got to do. You can't take the piss. That's like the only rule of not getting fat is like don't take the piss. You know what I mean? That's drinking a little bit of piss. That's not taking the full milk.
Yeah, I mean we got it.
It's not the 20 beers, 2 pizzas.
Yeah.
Maybe stick to Holloway if you're gonna do that.
I mean the real question I have to ask is what do you hate about Calvin Kattar so much? Calling him out.
I didn't call him out.
Been featherweight for 2 days. Chael's trying to set you up.
My guy Chael.
Yeah, your boy.
My guy Chael stuck their elbow in. He says, "I hear there's a little something." He knows his. He says, creating a bit of smoke. Nah, like that's just what it is. It'll take like a guy like that, like a big name guy.
He's got a fight already though, right?
Yeah, he's got Giga. That's like a great fight. I'm in no real rush. Like everyone knows my plans. I need to get back to New Zealand, get back in the gym for a couple of months before I can shoot off. So I'm looking March, April or something like that. But you know, that's what you like. People talking. You know what I mean? Like people like instigating the fights that they want to see. That just shows you like what Chael wants to see. Chael wants to see a fight like that.
If Uncle Chael wants to see it, who are we?
Who are we as simple MMA fans to turn down a man like that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You know that guy went
absolute legend.
That guy's a gangster, I hear. He went live through the toughest area in the country. Apparently, I actually drove through Western Oregon where he's from once, because I happened to be going up there.
You locked the doors.
Fuck, man.
I heard it's a rough spot.
Just the bullets flying overhead. No, there was about 4 people who lived there. That's about it's nothing there. But and then I saw, it's funny you were talking about your plans about how you're going to have to take a few months. I saw Eugene Barryman on Submission Radio earlier, who whenever he goes on that show is always sort of throwing a few things out there into the world. But he was saying he would like to see Izzy and Rob pushed back so we can get an event in Australia.
Oh, like they're already talking about their big. Didn't they get booked in March? Like there's a big event in London. Like things are definitely opening back up where we are. Like international travels a go from.
How much did you shit your pants when you heard about Omicron?
Omicron.
You know, the new variant.
I'm not scared of that. You know, like I feel like Delta rolls off the tongue. You like imagine the
Omicron sounds like
you
a
imagine
transformer.
the Delta River. You know, oh, look at that. Like Omicron, like sounds like a Marion or something like that. Like I'm not scared of.
It sounded like a transformer to me, but don't you? I was when like
Omicron
arrives.
Oh, I'm not. It's just like when is.
But didn't you think about travel? Like as soon as I saw that, I was like, here we fucking go again. I've seen this story before.
Oh, I've been over it from the get-go. If I'm being honest, it's coming now. It's like crossing like a lot of people's lines. Like now we're going like double vax booster. Another like when it's like when is it gonna come to everyone's lines? Like how many boosters are you gonna get? How many variants are you gonna battle before you're just like, oh, look, enough's enough?
Yeah, I don't want to stay on COVID too long because, like you, it's just like at this
everyone's sick of it.
It's just like no one gives a fuck anymore. It's just like, look, you kept us inside for a while. I didn't enjoy it. Had a few parties that I wasn't supposed to have. It's fine. Everyone.
Broke a few rules.
Like, listen, I just tested. Speaking of breaking rules, Instagram, back on.
Nah, that wasn't even. I didn't even do anything. I didn't break a rule or whatever.
What happened?
Just finished. Just woke up one morning, didn't have Instagram anymore.
And then it just came back.
Nah, I knew because when I was living with Neil Magny, like he had the same thing. He just like came one day, he had like 70,000 on his Instagram or whatever, and then it just someone obviously hacked it and it went missing. But he just got in touch with the UFC. They obviously got the direct line through the Insta. So I knew like It just took a little bit longer, I guess, because of like holiday. It was like
It's funny because I
Thanksgiving
saw
and
today
holidays.
Sean Strickland's Instagram's been taken away. I suspect it'll probably be harder for him to get it back.
they're probably
He
like,
keeps, issuing death threats over the fucking
they're
DM.
probably like, you know what? We'll just leave this, right? We'll just leave
we'll
this.
just, he should stay off. But yeah, so you get to go home.
Back.
Yeah.
I'm back. I got it back. I always knew it would come back.
Back home in New Zealand, back home on Instagram. Just living life, mate. Are you at this point? I know you've got like, what is it, about 3 weeks before you fly back now?
Yeah, I think it's so everything's like go now. Now that like Brad's in the town, Yuja's in the town,
Yeah.
like the whole team's like.
Is it
coming
like,
through.
holy shit, I remember these people?
Yeah.
Oh my
Like, we
God.
were just a bit like dead in the water for a bit, me
Yeah.
and Frankie sitting here like twiddling our thumbs.
Yeah.
But now the boys are here. We've got Brad's fight this weekend,
Yeah.
co-main event against Fizzier, and then following weekend we'll be cornering Kai against Cody Garbrandt,
Yeah.
and
Ty.
it's bang. Christmas in New York. Come back to Vegas. I'm out of here, baby. We going home.
Is there any part of you that feels a little bit bitter that Huge and Brad get to come home and then just immediately go back, as like come to Vegas and then go
It's
back
funny.
straight away?
I pretty much picked everyone up from the airport. Like it's like my new role now.
Yeah, you're the taxi.
It's like,
He's a Vegas local.
I'm pretty much an Uber. Yeah. I'm pretty much a professional Uber driver now.
Great.
But it's like going there, like pick Huge up from the airport, and I'm still here. It's like he's gone home, trained people, got the gym going, done everything, come back, and I'm still here. Like I'm still in Vegas.
It's amazing you haven't developed a gambling problem, really.
Oh, it's my theories are moderation and everything. Moderation keeps everything well balanced.
I've been avoiding the gambling for the few years I've lived here now. And then the other
I
night
call it donations. I donate. I just view it as a donation.
to the casino, it's just, they didn't get that big by accident. They're fucking big.
Yeah, if I gamble something, I have the intention of losing the money. Like I don't go in. I think the mistake is like going in with the intention to win the money.
Well, I was a little bit drunk, and I was on one of the machines on the bar, and I won $1,000. Don't know how, just won $1,000. And then ever since then, I've been like, cheeky 100. That'll get another $1,000.
It's like for the next month, you definitely put that whatever you won back into the machine.
2 weeks it's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say it to anyone who hasn't been in Vegas, the casinos here are so big, it's like, by the time they bring your luggage to your room, you feel like you're giving them the bed.
It's the whole thing though, like it's the whole way that the city is set up, the whole way that the strip is set up. You can't walk to a shop, you can't walk to get something to eat, you can't walk to a restaurant without passing through the casino. But it's like, it's Vegas, man. They got like 24-hour pubs on every corner.
Yes, they do.
They got, the gas stations got pokie machines coming up here. It's everywhere. The airport's got pokie machines.
I remember
like,
the first time I came here,
place.
I went to the MGM, I think, and they have an oxygen bar in there for like hangovers.
those,
I was like, fuck,
yeah.
they even charge you for the air here. Like, it's just everything is about taking your money. But it was all right.
Yeah, I've seen those ones, and they got the IV spots.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you can't do them because of
Oh,
USADA's.
fuck. Can you imagine if you got pinged for that? If you're like,
Just-
what happened?
imagine
I was just
having-
hungover.
Yeah.
Jeff, I just needed a
I
break.
swear I was just hungover.
Yeah.
Oh man, but there they got everything here. You jump on
I
an
never
IV.
didn't even think about that. That's
You've never had one. You've never gone to one.
No, I've never gone to an IV thing. I know they have them, but I feel like if I got a literal needle put in my arm because I've been drinking so much, I may need to go to a doctor about.
That's your line?
Or a clinic or something. Yeah, that's where the needle's
That's
where I
your
stop.
line.
Yeah,
That's
everything
your
up to there, fair game. The needle, it would just make me feel dirty. Like just like, oh, okay, here we go. Can I drink again now? It'd be so grim.
I'm going out tonight.
Yeah, but right. So I was thinking about like, oh well, there's actually loads to talk about. We'll talk about the fights this weekend first. Obviously, said Brad versus Fizzier.
Yeah.
Obviously, a banger, just written all over it. Thoughts?
Nah, it's gonna be a cracker. Like Brad, from what I've seen this week, looks like in crazy shape, and yeah, there's no real holding him back on the pads. Like that's gonna be and then like Fizzier only fights one, like super versatile fighter, like super versatile striker. But yeah, fights one way. He's going to stand in front of you. And
I like it the way he slips to the side like an old sort of Tyson-esque boxing thing. I mean, that can create problems, but his head movement.
Very versatile fighter. Like the way he can read and adjust, like from standing in front. But yeah, Brad's the same. Like Brad's a guy with like 70, 80 professional kickboxing fights. Like that kind of experience is hard to compete with. I know Fizzier's got like a crazy kickboxing record as well, but I would say not to the caliber of Brad's. Like Brad's been up there at welterweight is where he spent, like 77 kilos is where he spent pretty much his entire kickboxing and Muay Thai career, and he did extremely well. Like he was in the top 10, top 5 in the world at welterweight for kickboxing. Competing at that level and doing very well against the best guys in the world. So it's that, like, the only guy with probably more experience in that, like, is Israel?
Is he? I was going to say.
Michelle,
the geezer who's just come in, Alex Pereira, that middleweight.
Alex Pereira, like, that's about it. Like, you got, like, 2-3 guys with more kickboxing fights or something. Like, it's not going to be a snooze fest.
No, I'm actually, this is one of those cards, in fact, but that fight in particular is one of those ones where they're never in boring fights either, man. So it's a bit like a lightweight. There's combinations you can put together that you're like, well, I'm guaranteed, you know.
Well, that's why they just threw it straight to a co-main. They knew what it was. Crazy main event as well. But
you think I feel like Brad and Rob Font have a little bit in common where because they're kind of a bit more soft-spoken, I feel like those guys are elite level already, but they're going to fly under the radar until like the very last moment when they get to the very top. And then
I feel like Brad's one's a bit different. Once you get him going, he'll...
we were at media day today, and he's like, "I'm not the kind of guy who likes to talk shit. I like to let." He said, "My fists do the talking. I don't like to talk shit."
Once you guys just don't know what buttons to press. There's a few boys at the gym.
So you were saying?
There's a few boys at the gym, but that dude, psychopath. Like
Aren't you meant to be the psycho one? I saw Izzy called you.
What I do with a smile, you know what I mean? That's why people don't believe you when you tell. When you tell
they don't know what's going on up there.
Because you got a smile on your face. It's amazing what you can get away with a smile on your face.
Yeah,
but Brad's he's got some cracking one-liners. They just haven't like drawn him out yet. I feel like he just hasn't got his roses yet because of the run he's had.
Yeah.
Like his introduction to the UFC has just been against the toughest guys, and he's done incredibly well against them. Undefeated.
I don't think anyone who's not top tier beats Drew Dober. You know, like that guy's really skilled in certain ways that other people.
Blockhead. The guy weighs a ton. He hits like a truck. He could knock anyone out. Like he's just like, that's the guy, right? Like you beat him. Yeah. You beat him. You're top 10 caliber.
I think both of these guys are sort of the new wave of lightweights, right? Because you've had the same guys at the top like Tony, Dustin, not to a lesser extent Charles Oliveira, but Gaethje. And now you're going to see like new matchups being made as these guys get further up.
Yeah, so very hard to stay in that upper echelon. Like now, there's like a whole second breed of contenders coming through, and it's exciting.
Speaking of Beneil Dariush versus Islam, thoughts?
That's a cracker. Yeah. That's a good fight, man. Like Beneil, in my opinion, is the best grappler, and like the most technical lightweight in the UFC. Like he's the guy that could do saying a few more things. You know what I mean? But from like my
doubt you're going to see that from this fight, but yeah.
I doubt that's going to be the most exciting. Well, the Twitter will be good. Ali talking to Ali will be like rather exciting. Both of them will get asked something at the press conference and be like, "What?"
Do you think he uses different devices? Like, does he have one phone for one person, one phone for the other, or does he have a phone?
I think he's got the same one with 50 accounts. Yeah. And he just like jumps between them.
That's true. Actually, Khabib said it was him doing it to Gaethje, not Ali, which I believe. Khabib's not going to take responsibility for something he didn't do. You know?
Yeah, like that's just kind of Khabib's. It's like his spot now. It's like get his guy into the position he wants him to be in for sure.
But do you see Beneil in that fight? You think he gets it?
I think it's a tough fight. I feel like he can't. Yeah, like Beneil's grappling is incredible. So just a submission game that like Beneil's got back control.
Could cancel each other out, get to the stand-up like they always say wrestlers do, but doesn't always happen.
Well, then you like head and shoulders have. I feel like Beneil has the striking advantage. You know, working at King's MMA, Rafael Cordero.
Yeah.
I feel like if they do cancel each other out, then in my opinion, Beneil is like head and shoulders on the feet for sure. But still, that's the two best grapplers in the division, in my opinion.
It's a great fight. For as little talk as there'll be, it's a very exciting one. The stakes involved make it an exciting fight, right?
Yeah, like that. There's like so much clarity in the division now. Now you got them fighting. That means Gaethje's fighting the winner of Oliveira Poirier.
Yeah.
Everything's moving.
And then as soon as then that'll happen. That Gaethje wins and Beneil wins, and then they won't fight each other because they're mates, and then it'll all be fucking shit again.
Nah, with a belt on the line, like that kind of changes things for sure.
Going back to, how do you pronounce it? I say Fizzier. How do you pronounce it?
Wouldn't have a clue.
Cool.
We'll go with that.
Fizzier. It looks like it. Just one last thing on Fizzier. You and him have a common enemy. He called out Hasbulla. He did after his last fight. Hasbulla never answered today at media day. He was saying, Hasbulla.
He called him out again.
He said, no, he just said Hasbulla doesn't like me.
Leave the poor bugger alone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He gets enough people giving him stick.
I still think he'll fight in the UFC. Chael, I actually saw an interview, I Googled it.
Let's do it.
Apparently Chael said after Fizzier called him out, I thought he was ranked in the UFC. It was like, Chael, you're a paid pundit, aren't you? Please don't attack me, Chael. I can't handle that. But moving on to the main event, Jose Aldo versus Rob Font. Again, another one of those fights where I can see it creeping under the radar for a lot of the mainstream fans or the less hardcore fans.
It's just.
But technically, that's an unbelievable fight.
That's what I mean. It's like styles make fights. Like those are two guys that they're not real movers and shakers. That's Jose Aldo's like one of the very best in the world. And standing in front of a guy and being able to dismantle him, that's
his last performance against Pedro Munoz was unbelievable. He's the first guy I've seen check in calf kicks regularly over and over. He was checking them all fine.
Yeah, he's incredible development for a guy that's been a part of the sport for that long, and to still be able to develop, still be able to grow, and definitely I feel he beats Font, puts himself right back in the title.
But don't you think though, it's funny because I feel like in any other world, Rob Font having a win over Aldo gives him a title shot. And in another world, Aldo getting a win over Font gives him a title shot. But because Yan and Aldo still have to fight, and then you got TJ there
now that's the messy division. It was lightweight, lightweight.
It's also the best division though. The bantamweight division's on fire at the moment.
Yeah, lightweight was the messy one. Now bantamweight has got TJ obviously coming off the win over Corey Sandhagen, but now being injured, having to have knee surgery, Arjuman as well, having neck surgery, which kind of stops the movement in the division. So you got it's a good problem to have. There's too many guys that qualify for a title shot. It's the best possible situation, not only for the fans, but for the UFC as well.
I feel like if they can work out the timing where you have Aldo and Yan in the main event, and you can sort of convince TJ to take the Aldo fight in the co-main, then you're laughing. But you have to do a 5 round. Yeah. It has to be 5 rounds. TJ versus Aldo has to be 5 rounds. I don't give a fuck. They can do the Nate Diaz rule. Tell TJ to be fucking more rude. I don't know, but it has to be 5 rounds.
Yeah, I think TJ will be up for it. I don't know if Aldo will.
I don't think, no, because Aldo said today, he was like, if I win this fight, I have to have one more. He's like, just the way timing works.
Yeah.
And he said, but TJ would make sense. But I feel like TJ is going to think, no, I beat Corey, I deserve the next shot. Because
time moves though, this is the...
But he's going to say, never lost the belt.
You did.
Listen, I'm just trying to plan the future, Dan, all right? I just want to see it. Yeah, well... Yeah, let's not... I'm putting words in his mouth there. He might not say that. I suspect he will, but,
Yeah, I don't know, you can't just do the old sit and wait when there's a guy that you... It's the same thing with the Makhachev-Beneil situation. There's just timing-wise. No one wants to... There's 2 guys that qualify for the next title shot, and then there's a fight to go, another contender. Like, you have to fight.
Yeah.
You can't just sit and wait. Like, what? Both those guys are going to sit and wait for a year and just cross their fingers.
But then you see sometimes like Jorge waits a year, Colby waits a year, and it does sometimes, but admittedly, like those two have like serious fan followings and a name behind them, and there's a rivalry with the champion.
Yeah, but like Jorge is one of those guys that is one of the handful of guys that broke through. He broke through the rules.
Yeah.
Like, the rules don't apply to a Diaz brother. The rules don't apply to Jorge Masvidal. Like, there's like McGregor. Like, there's 4 or 5 guys.
Did you notice McGregor gave Pub Talk a shout out the other day?
My guy. He's
Yeah.
like, great show. Great show.
Got,
I was like, it's not, but thank you.
You should see the planning.
We get mixed results.
Yeah,
the
listen.
boys love it back home.
You
Mum
know?
and dad, not the biggest fans.
Remember how I told Mum to fuck off? Yeah.
I was like, I don't even, my sister's like, oh, Mum and Dad are a bit up in the air about the old Pub Talk. And I was like, I didn't say I shagged a midget. What?
Whoa! I didn't say midget. I said little person. I said 2 while we're at it, Dan. 2! Give me respect. I'm a double champ.
2 + 2 is 4, you know what I mean?
Well, again, no, just...
You're moving your way up in the world. I was like, I didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Well, look, my mum just texted me after watching it. You can just read the top one there.
Fuck off to you too.
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah. No, that's why. I forgot about that.
Oh, no, I did say that.
No, but apparently, yeah, so similar with your parents. My mum watched it, and Dad said they turned it on, and after 2 minutes, I was like drunk and swearing, and Dad, oh, turn that shit off. I don't want to listen to him acting the bars again.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine that's how the viewing went. So, Pub Talk, mixed reviews.
Yeah, mixed reviews. Listen, the fans seem to love it, and we love you guys, but the parents, I didn't realize your parents would even be watching it. That's nice, I suppose.
Well, I don't know. I have
Well, they dip in and out, yeah.
I have Rumi sister. You know what I mean?
That's all right. Well, thanks for watching,
It's like
gang.
99% of the stuff I filter out of my brain is because of
Yeah.
them. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
there was someone was saying to me today, he was like, oh, you know, I'm really enjoying Pub Talk. I feel like, you know, you're going to run out of pub stories. And I was like, I have thousands. Just none I can fucking say.
I am holding them back.
Oh, I know, yeah.
I was like, I'm not even saying a good one.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
know.
what?
I have ones that can never be said.
I'm getting in trouble for these ones.
Yes, yeah, these are surface
Like the
level.
bottom of the pyramid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Really regret calling myself a double champion for 2 midgets. Really regret saying that on camera. All is playing back in my mind.
You'll forever be known as the double champ.
I'm waiting for someone at the press conference to be like, are you the... Anyway.
You're the double champ. Like, hey, I'm gonna make you a belt.
Yeah, oh, please do. It's a very small one. Okay.
Too small, very small.
Yeah, they're just like, I can have them on
They
either
don't
shoulder.
they don't even fit. They're like watches.
Yeah, I saw. I'm going to move this on. 2 watches. That's fucking sick. Now I'm getting my own ideas. Fuck. Yeah. So back to you, big featherweight. I saw Volkanovski did an interview about you, and he said very much the same thing you said last week, where it's like, look, I'm going to support him all the way to the top, and then when we get there, it's just like, well, fuck, we're here, but.
It's not even, it's not even worth like creating, it's not even worth creating a conversation at this point.
I feel like, man, I really do believe that your star power over the past, the pandemic star power is a bit of a wanky term, but you know, like
It's a real wanky term.
You know, your name that, yeah.
Star power. I wish I could buy something with star power. I wish I could go to the gas station, fill my car up, and then go up to the guy and be like, I have a lot of star power. He'd be like, give me the money, you piece of shit. I'm not letting you pay with star power.
No, but did you not hear?
Yeah.
I actually took a fight in Abu Dhabi on short notice.
People on Twitter think I'm cool.
Yeah, okay. Well, again, Dan just hates you guys so much. But I feel like your name value is such that you've announced you're moving down to featherweight. You're on the back of like a little bad loss. And everyone's already like, well, what happens when he ends up fighting for the title? These people want to see you do well, Dan. Don't turn them down. Don't shit on them.
Why? That's why. That's the whole intention.
Because you're a likable guy.
Yeah, but it's like the whole intention of going down to featherweight is this. It's something exciting. Like it excites me.
Yeah.
That's like the number one reason. Is just like it opens a whole new set of doors. Like it's something that I feel like I can do very comfortably, like make my way down there. But yeah, like you're back in the mix. Like you beat someone top 10, like completely back in the mix.
If you were at a pub, right?
I'm at a pub.
One touche. One like this.
Great observation.
Fuck you. If you were at a pub, like much like this one, and there's two ways, right? And you'd had a few drinks, and two guys from either side of the pub were slagging you off, and one was Max Holloway and one was Kamaru Usman. Which one would you go to fight?
How many beers have I had?
You've had 6 beers.
I'd throw a beer at that one. I'd start fighting that one.
and then
I'd get both of them.
Yeah, there you go. Simple plan. Smart move. I appreciate it.
2 beers, 1 stone. Let's just turn it into a brawl. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you guys in New Zealand do this where if you someone drops a glass in a bar, does everyone go, "Way"? Or is that just
taxi?
Oh, no, we don't need taxi.
Taxi.
We just go, "Way," like in that sort of withering way Brits do.
Out. Yeah, everyone will just start yelling out, "Taxi! Taxi!"
Why taxi?
Because it's time to go home.
Oh, is it?
Send him home.
In England, it's usually right. Let's crack on then. Yeah, more glasses, smashing it. Just any destruction of property we can get into is just a big thing over there. We just love it. I don't know why.
I feel like we have the same drinking culture.
Yeah. Oh, look, you know, we're sort of cousins at one point.
We're a colony.
Yeah. You know, back in the day when it was okay to call the colony. Yeah. She's still on the money, right?
She's still on the money.
There you go.
God bless the Queen.
Thank you, bud. Thanks, mate. Oh, God. You know, and obviously that just makes me think of Diana. Okay, now I'm in trouble. I don't know actually why. This is a really off-topic conversation. See, I feel like this year there's been loads of Princess Diana themed movies and shit. It's weird.
It's time.
Leave the woman alone. Leave the kids alone.
Leave the kids alone. It's the rule. It's the rules.
Yeah, come on. Fucking behave yourself. Just chill out. She was the people's princess. And on that note, questions from the fans.
You're like, I've gone too far away. I've gone too far off topic.
Just this is where I'm like, oh yeah, no.
Oh, that's right. We got a show.
They said it would get me into trouble, and here we are. This is from Janindu, old mate. He's the only one who asked.
We got one guy.
Yeah, we got one fan. We appreciate you. Can you remember the first day you met Israel, and what was your first impression of him?
I saw his first fight. I was like at his first fight, first like amateur fight. I mean, like Eugene's talked about it like in the past before, because Eugene got roped in as a favor to corner him. Like Eugene didn't know him, he didn't train with us. Like he knew his trainer, and his trainer said, "Oh, I got a fighter coming up. Can you jump in his corner and corner him?" So there was Eugene jumped in and cornered like his first amateur fight. I think he'd had a few kickboxing fights. But he had like absolutely no grappling. Right. I think the only jiu-jitsu he'd done was like from YouTube. So Yuj like cornered him that fight, and Yuj says like, he told him just go home, stay home after that. But I remember watching it, and he jumped in the ring, and he's like, this like tall guys like bouncing all our ring, smiling, like flexing to the crowd or whatever. And the other bloke, Naroni, just held him down for 3 rounds.
Lovely.
It's like the funniest thing ever. So I was like, he came out like smiling, and like, it was like he's always been a showman. Like that's his thing. He's always been a showman. But yeah, he just got just completely out grappled for 3 rounds. And we were all just sitting around like,
He looked good when he got in there though. Come on, lads, let's be honest.
Yeah, he looked great for the minute before the fight.
Who are your top 3 best boxers of all time? Are you a boxing fan?
I am a boxing fan.
Are you really?
That's why I would never box.
I mean, have you noticed recently that the
I
whole...
would be a knuckle box, but I wouldn't. Because that's like...
I was ringside for Artem Lobov's bear boxing matches.
I heard he got paid.
Now I'm aware that we're on camera. But all I'll say is, I was at his first one with Jason Knight.
Yeah.
And it was brutal. Like it's... just the sound of the bare knuckles and the way it cuts you, it's fucking rough enough.
Yeah.
So, just, you know.
But it's like, yeah, that's
You could do
Bare knuckle
triad. That's
boxing
a new thing now. Right?
Boxing are two very different things.
Yeah,
like,
so what I was going to say is I feel like the argument, the discussion about who's the best boxer in the UFC is like coming up every week now. First of all, you're MMA fighters. Like, be happy to be MMA fighters. Be proud of that. Don't thrive.
Like a specialist, but a specialist is always going to kill a mixed martial
But
artist.
I don't like the conversation because it makes it sit. It's like almost bringing us back to the point where because boxers are better than us really, and that's not the case. But second, not us, yous. I'm not in that. But secondly, I think the argument about who's the best boxer in the UFC, it doesn't translate because even the best boxer in the UFC, like the way boxers box is almost a different sport than MMA striking, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. It's a whole different world. For me, top 3 all time. We're going all time.
Boxers.
Canelo is my favorite.
Of all time?
Canelo is my favorite.
Jeez. Him versus Usman. Who have you got winning that in a boxing match?
Not even going to acknowledge that question
Okay.
for a response. Hector Camacho,
Okay.
the walkouts. You can't.
What about Prince Nassim then with the walkouts?
Prince Nassim's pretty good. I like
You seen him these
Emmanuel Augustus.
Okay.
That's another guy. That's my number.
I can't believe I've not heard one Ali or Tyson. Those are the staples, no? Or Roy Jones. Roy Jones is fucking...
Roy Jones is up there. He's just probably
Canelo's your all-time fave.
outside of me top 10. Oh, I've been a Canelo fan for a long time.
I will say I think I hope he doesn't try and go to heavyweight. Like I can see, he's going to cruiserweight now. I can see almost a Roy Jones thing where he went all the way up to heavyweight. But I feel like these days heavyweights are quite large.
Yeah, like if you can select the right fight against it, but that's just boxing. Like that's, and you can kind of see that kind of framework from boxing be mirrored into MMA to some extent, just because boxing's been around for so much longer that the precedent for how things should be done are kind of there. But if you win all the titles at one division, you go up. You go up. Like
if they make the fights in time, because usually what happens, especially at heavyweight, is they never make a unified fight.
No great champion in like boxing history ever went down. That's like when TJ won the bantamweight title and was like, I'm gonna go down and fight for the flyweight title. I was just, that completely bemused me because I was like, no great fighting champion in history has ever won like a bantamweight title and been like, you know what? I'm gonna go down. Like it doesn't prove a point. Right. You go up. Like you're the champion, you're the best in the world at this weight class. You move up to the next weight class and you become the champion in the weight class. So that confused me a lot. It's like TJ should have looked at boxing, had seen that no one had ever done it and been like,
especially considering he sparred Lomachenko and said that he could, be a boxer. I thought you were about to physically throw up on the table there.
You watched the spar?
Yeah, I did. TJ said he gasped, but it was all right for the first bit, I think. Lomachenko's another one. He's fantastic. I feel like...
Lomachenko as well.
Yeah, I feel like...
You gave me 3, you know what I mean?
Well, I was just amazed you picked Canelo at this stage. I think he's amazing today, but he's still got long to go to be in the same breath as some of those names.
He'll be there. It's wine. You asked me for wine. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
It's my personal opinion. You have your opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got them.
I'm also one. What's the heaviest weight you've ever been? This is still Janindi.
92 kilos.
In pounds?
205.
Fuck, you fuck. Do you like hokey pokey ice cream, chocolate fish, or Jaffa cakes?
Out of those 3, hokey pokey ice cream.
I've never had that.
And it's not my favorite ice cream.
I don't know what hokey pokey ice cream is.
It's got it's like kind of like vanilla with honeycomb, like little honeycombs in it.
Yeah.
It's got like little lolly things in it.
What's chocolate fish?
Just like a chocolate covered fish.
Like actual fish or just a
it's got like a marshmallow covered in chocolate.
I know what Jaffa cakes are. I can't explain them to you. It's like a bit of chocolate with orange in it. But...
yeah. They're all shit.
John Jones, John Jones, Paulo Costa, Jake Paul. Fight 1, quarantine with 1, ghost 1.
Say them again.
John Jones, Paulo Costa, Jake Paul. quarantine with one, fight one, and ghost one. I assume meaning murder them.
Ghost one.
I assume that means.
I think that just means like ignore them. Like if you ghost someone.
Oh.
I don't think I'm gonna murder. I don't think I'm gonna murder anyone.
Oh well. Listen.
Who do you want to murder?
I don't know why I had to do the.
What was the first thing? Fight one.
Fight one, quarantine with one, ghost one. John Jones, Paulo Costa, Jake Paul.
I might quarantine with Jake. I heard he's cool. Like Israel's hung out with him.
Yeah.
I heard he's like cool. If I had to fight,
You're gonna get hate for that one.
I think I'll fight Costa, and then I'll ghost John Jones.
Okay.
That doesn't sound like a bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
I can't believe I went to murder. That says a lot about me.
Who do you want to
Is this therapy or a podcast?
Ghost, like
I don't
ghost.
know.
You never heard
I
the
don't
term
know
ghost,
why.
like
I don't know
you
why I went.
ghost someone.
Tom Baker, Doctor Who. Question for both of you. What was the dumbest thing you did sober, and how does it compare to the dumbest thing you've done wasted? That's a good question.
That's a great question. Dumbest thing I've done sober.
I mean,
Maybe that's the reason we do dumb things. Maybe I'm not that dumb sober.
I don't think I've done that dumb sober, but I've definitely done those. This podcast would say otherwise. I don't think I've done those things where it's like, you unwrap a chocolate bar and then throw the chocolate into the trash, and you're holding the wrapper, and you go, "Why did
I did do one. I got out of my car once. I got out of my car.
I've done something like that just came to my head. Yeah.
I got out of the car, shut the door. My mate got out. I locked the car, stepped back, and realized it was rolling backwards down the hill. And I'd left it in neutral and hadn't put the handbrake on. So we had to run down the hill, stop the car, just before it crashed into a fence.
Good for you for stopping it.
Used all my strength. Like adrenaline strength.
Yeah,
It's like adrenaline superpower strength. Unlocked the car with the handbrake on.
I was on spring break in Panama City, which is like a big drinking thing here. I went in my friend's car, or in a rental car with my friend to go pick up his car. We got down to the beach, and then when we were on the beach, I went, well, while we're here, we'll just stop for a couple, will we? And went back, and we got in his car, and we'd hidden the keys in the glove box. I don't fucking know what we were doing, but we were looking around for ages, and we couldn't find the keys for the rental, and we were like freaking out. And then after about an hour, and we had to call the guy who's the rental's car's name in, saying, Kurt, mate, it's gone. We're sorry. And then after a while, I was like, we didn't drive down here in an automatic, did we? And there was no fucking gears there. We had just gotten into a random person's car that happened to be next to the car we were meant to get into, and they'd left it unlocked. So we were rooting around in this stranger's car for an hour. And we got out, got in our car, I got in the rental, we left, and we left a pizza in their car. So someone's come off the beach and opened the car door, and there's just the pizza fairy's been and left a whole pizza.
Cool.
Yeah, that was a bad one. How did that compare to the worst thing I've done?
It's
not even fucking close.
It's not even
Yeah,
the same
not the
conversation.
same universe. And then question from UFC heavyweight Tom Aspinall.
Good man.
Yeah, Tom Aspinall.
Watches the show.
He loves the show. Doesn't talk like that, but he's a big fan of you. He said he asked three.
I'm not going to do another accent. That's my guess.
I mean,
I'm going to get one crack at
a
it.
bit offensive. He said he asked one question, and then he obviously thought, no, one thing that's more interesting. So I'll ask the question that was, what fact do you wish you'd never learned?
Well, with the unlocked car one, in Australia you get fined for not locking your car.
That's fucking weird.
You can get a fine. I think in Queensland it's like a couple of grand. You can get like a $2,500 fine for not having your car locked.
I don't understand the logic to that. To stop it from being stolen from the people who are committing the crime.
Exactly.
That feels like victim blaming to me, Queensland.
Yeah.
I find it weird that this will be how we end the podcast.
We're going out like that.
I find it weird that
you can't even cheers though. You got nothing left.
Oh, fuck.
You don't know the rules, bub.
Oh no, hold on. Fuck, I've lost the mic. Sorry, lads.
What a shit show.
What a shit show. You know what? I think I'm going to cut my losses and call it there. Cheers, Dan.